Hi guys, so today we are going to do a final harvest on all of our amazing pepper plants. They have done so well this year. We've already harvested so many, preserved so many, enjoyed so many, cooked so many. It's been wonderful. My original plan had been to go ahead and let these grow until the first frost came, to go ahead and pick them right before that. We are about 2 days away from our average first frost, but we don't actually have a frost on the 10-day forecast. But I was looking at these last night and they are so chock full of peppers. It's incredible. I expect to get a massive harvest today. It's going to be huge. But we're going to get a storm tonight, a lot of rain tomorrow, so I thought today would be the perfect day to go ahead and harvest these because they're not going to put on a lot more growth. They're not going to put on many more peppers. There's just not enough time for that. But it'll give us tomorrow to go ahead and preserve them. We'll freeze them, freeze dry them, cook them. I'll share all of those preservation and recipes with you here soon, but I'm really excited to see how many peppers we can get today. I'd like to welcome you to my backyard Kentucky homestead. My name is Kim, and let's get harvesting. So I don't know how many boxes I will need, but I did go ahead and grab a whole bunch of variety of boxes and all that. Some tape to put them together if we need that, and the harvest basket, but those peppers will not fit in that harvest basket. So for ease of picking, we're gonna go ahead and just start with this box and then we'll transfer to smaller boxes if we need to. So got my gloves, got some pruners, let's get started. This bed is the Doux Banya peppers. Now all of them throughout the entire garden, I did start the peppers from seed myself. This is kind of like a sweet bell pepper. It's a longer pepper. It's been kind of iffy. It was really late coming on to harvest, actually producing quite a bit of fruit. So I didn't think it was going to do anything, but I got a pretty good harvest about 2 weeks ago. But I think there's a lot more peppers on here. There's some very unhappy birds, I think. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and I'm not going to keep any of these. We're going to go ahead and cut them down, but let's see what we've got here. And we're going to go ahead and just take all of them, even if they're small. And I think the easiest way is going to be just to start cutting the pepper apart. And take even the little ones, because even the teeny tiny ones like this are edible. So we'll just put that into the freezer for stir fries or something like that. They still have flowers on them. If we had a longer season, we'd get more peppers. So I went and got this DeWalt tree limb cutter thingy. It is really amazing. The base of these peppers are huge. I'm having a hard time with those bypass pruners. So we're gonna go ahead and use this to cut the bottoms of the peppers down. So easy. But what I did when I planted these initially, I went ahead and used holly-tone and bone meal. And then throughout the summer, every few weeks, gave them some liquid fertilizer and once a month more holly-tone. And then in August, I felt like there was something on there. There it is. You can feel the weight of the pepper from the plant. But what I did in August was go ahead and add more bone meal, and with the goal of having a really heavy fruit set in September. And I would say for most of them, it absolutely worked wonderfully well. Probably gonna go ahead and pick all of the tomatoes as well afterward. And then we'll get all these 4 beds completely cleared out and then we'll reset them for the winter. And I may actually put my potatoes, I've got some red Lesotho or red Norland potatoes that are actually got pretty good eyes on them. So we may go ahead and get those set up here for the winter. that's not bad for a first bed, and the other ones have even more. So I'm gonna get these transferred to a smaller box, and then we'll move to the jalapenos, poblanos, and chilies. So this is the Jedi jalapeno from Johnny's. It is one I want to try to save at least one pepper from, so we're going to be a little bit more careful cutting it back. But there are several in here, so we'll see when we get down further where we want to go ahead and what we want to save. So we are starting to get into the chili peppers here. So I got a third box. So I have cleared out the tomatoes all the way down. The peppers, the Jalapeno peppers were here. I have removed all of that, or I left the roots in there. I added more soil on top, and I added some potatoes so that they will overwinter, and covered it with cut grass. I'm going to come back through maybe a day or two after it rains to decide if I want to keep any of these peppers. Look how huge these are. That's just in one season. So I'm not sure if I really want to take the time to mess with that or just grow them from seed again next year, because those are massive. got the cypress monster trellis cleared off. And then all the tomatoes in the cages are out of here. Pepper plants are still there. Got some more cleanup to do. Want to pick all this basil. These are the yellow monster and King of the North peppers. Again, I don't really know if it's worth trying to winter them over. Hi guys, so it is a new day. I ended up working really, really late into the day after I harvested the peppers and all of these tomatoes you can see behind me. So I was exhausted. I got over 18,000 steps in. I was wiped out. Anyway, we got a whole lot of stuff cleaned up out of the garden. Actually, I got some of the green stock levels dumped into the garden, which is what I usually do. I'll dump the dirt into the raised beds for next year, and then I'll get fresh soil, and then I'll get fresh. So that's what I do. I will take the green stalks and usually dump them into the raised beds to continue to fill those up, and then next year I'll just get fresh potting soil for the green stalks. So I was able to get a couple of the ones on the patio cleaned up, got 2 beds partially reset, 1 fully reset, and actually went ahead and planted some of the potatoes that had started to sprout eyes. So I expect those to winter over, and we should have potatoes early next year. Those mostly are red potatoes. But I have to say, this harvest absolutely blew me away. I was expecting hopefully a couple hundred peppers. We blew that out of the water. So it's just amazing. I think the application of fertilizer throughout the season, and then especially the bone meal in August, really gave these guys the boost they needed to just produce like crazy. I mean, I'm absolutely blown away. So as you can see behind me, we've actually got a ton of peppers that we've already freeze dried. So these will last for a long time. We have sweet peppers, bell peppers, more sweet peppers, super hot jalapenos. The Jedi jalapeno this year, for some reason, were so hot. But we've got a couple of half gallons of that. We got some chili peppers that are all mixed up. Some more chili peppers. Also took quite a bit of the chili peppers, freeze dried them, and then ground them up into pepper. And then you could just use this like a spice. It's really, really good to add on various, chilies or whatever soups. Any dish that you like to spice up a little bit, it's really good. And that is a lot of peppers to make this much powder. That's a lot of peppers. We also did cowboy candy. So I got a little over a dozen, I think 15 half-pint jars of cowboy candy. First time I've ever made that. It's an interesting process. We got it successfully done. I have to say, actually, it's pretty good. I wasn't sure because I'm not a huge fan of apple cider vinegar, but that's actually pretty good. So we have more tomatoes here. As they ripen, we're going to pop those into the oven with the last of our fresh garlic, a little bit of oil, and then we're going to can up some of the crushed tomato and garlic mixture. So those will be really good. Tomatoes in the late part of the season aren't really great for fresh eating, but these will make a great crushed tomato that we can use in recipes. Garlic, I have to say, absolutely the best thing I've ever seen on the internet or on YouTube was to take your tomatoes, slice them in half, put a little oil on them, put a little fresh garlic cloves in there. Holy cow. It makes the absolute best pasta sauce. It is just delicious. That garlic flavor just infuses the whole thing. So what I'm going to do, again, pop these in the oven. I'll take the garlic out, crush that up in the food processor, just blend it up really good. And then I will mix that into the overall batch of crushed tomatoes because I don't want to actually make a full sauce with these. So let's talk about what we got from the harvest because holy cow, it was hugely amazing. I have my list. We have all our peppers here. Besides, we've harvested a ton, like I said. And there's peppers in the freezer too, fresh peppers in the freezer that we'll have, and just absolutely blown away. So we have our Poblanos, which I've never grown successfully before. We've gotten a ton of these, a whole bunch of them preserved. Actually, I don't have it here, but I have a jar of freeze-dried Poblanos somewhere too. But here we have 68 Poblanos, which was 4 pounds, 12 ounces, 2,159 grams. Wow. Our Italian Marconi sweet peppers, we got 77 out of this final harvest for 6 pounds, 14 ounces, or 3,118 grams. For the bell peppers, which was Yellow Monster and King of the North, we ended up with 58 peppers, and a lot of them are good size. Best bell peppers I've ever grown, for sure. 6 pounds, 1 ounces, 2,759 grams. For the Doux Spania, I discredited these at the start. I'm sorry. They came on late, and the ones towards the left side or that side of the garden bed did better than the other side. I think maybe it got more sun because they were really, really full of peppers. But the Doux Spania, we ended up with 94 peppers, 6 pounds, 1 ounce, or 6 pounds, 11 ounces, or 3,041 grams. For our chili peppers, these are Anaheim chili peppers, we had 134. 7 pounds, 4 ounces, 3,299 grams. For our jalapenos, these are the Jedi jalapenos. We got, how many did we get? Sorry. I had to consult my sticky notes because I didn't write how many down. So we got 189 jalapenos out of this harvest alone. 7 pounds, 9 ounces, or 3,430 grams. So all totaled, okay. And then we have, I think, Mad Hatter. I think I planted mushroom. Maybe they're all the same. But we got 20 of these, besides a few that I've already harvested. We got 16 habanada and 28 cayenne. Cayenne is here. So 28 cayenne, 20 Mad Hatter, and 16 habanada. The habanada got completely shaded out. It just didn't grow as fast as some of the other ones. So it's not in a good placement. It is a sweet pepper that is a habanero, but it doesn't have the heat. So it has the flavor, but not the heat. So it's a good one to use. So all total, we had almost 700 peppers. My mind is absolutely blown. From here, I'm going to go ahead and share quite a few of these with friends and family. And then we will go ahead and preserve them. For the chilies, I'm going to go ahead and get my green chili cans up, finally. We've got enough of those. But we'll probably make some stuffed pepper casserole with the bell peppers and the Italian peppers. We'll freeze a bunch of them and also come up maybe some of the Poblano, stuffed Poblano. There's some meals or something. We'll do some freezer meals. And then just get a whole bunch of these in the freezer as well so that we can use them throughout the winter time. So with the freezing, what I'll do is go ahead and chop them up, flash freeze them, and then we'll put them in food saver bags so that they are airtight and they will last longer. Because without that, they'd last probably about 3 months before they would get icky. But we'll go ahead and put them in food saver bags so that they will stay usable for far longer. We're not going to worry about blanching or anything like that. But anyway, wow. I still have a few tomatoes out there. I still have a few pumpkins. And I need to share my final pumpkin harvest with you guys. And loofah. Holy cow. We may have a frost on Thursday. It's supposed to be down to 36 potentially with a light wind. So it's iffy. So on Wednesday, I may go ahead and pull the loofah and bring them indoors to dry. But there's 25 to 30 loofah easily out there. So pumpkins, okra, loofah. We still have some beans out there to pick, some dry beans. Yeah, it's been absolutely one of the best seasons. And I've got a ton of pumpkins. It's just crazy. Not as many as some, but way more than I've ever grown before. So this has been an absolutely amazingly wonderful, successful garden season. I'm absolutely over the moon and in joy with how well it did. It was just awesome. And I have to say, I absolutely love growing things. I love growing food, and I love being able to share it with people. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Check out this video. And until the next time, I wish you happy gardening. Have a wonderful day, and bye.